Listening to a little bit of Tangerine this morning. Led Zeppelin 3. This is our last show of September, Andy. Our next show will be in Rocktober. I know, right, dude? You know, if you think I went crazy during September, wait till Rocktober comes. We're going absolutely bonkers. Bonkers. Seems a little fall-like. Last week or so, Andy? Am I right? It's actually cold in the morning. I mean, not like bitter cold February, January, and Great Falls cold, but I mean colder, definitely darker, later, and earlier. So, fall started this weekend. So, good morning. It is September 25th. And we are ready to go. We are ready for Rocktober. It's just around okay. I got it. And you just put it up on the screen there. Today, Monday, September 25th, is National Lobster Day. That's so good if you're a lobster, I'm thinking. I mean, by National Lobster Day, do they mean it's a holiday for lobsters? No, they all get set free and it's a cool day for lobsters? Or is it just we feast on lobsters and so it's not a national good for them? I know. And according to social media in Great Falls, Montana, every problem would be solved if only we had red lobster. That would solve all our problems. Crime would go away. Taxes would be lowered. Businesses would come to town. I know, right? Right? I know, right? You know, have you ever noticed how people judge economic growth and how their community is doing overall by their restaurants? Like Olive Garden. We need an Olive Garden, which is just an Italian Denny's. Yeah, but if we had a Red Lobster, just a fancy Long John Silver's. Food comes from Cisco. It's all the same. It's hankering. Did I say hankering on here? It's hankering to fast food. We will talk about that in a minute. But they just think that, whatever restaurant. I mean, I remember growing up, in Missoula, there was the Oxford that's still there. Downtown, the Town Cafe. A couple other, older restaurants. Any of the older restaurants here in Great Falls are gone. Like the old Burger Masters. Tracy's has changed. It's still downtown, but a lot of business. You ever notice, Andy, that the Hardee's that used to be downtown has been like abandoned, or there's nobody been in there for about a year and a half now? It's a prime location. Great Falls is supposedly growing. There's no restaurants really downtown except for Tracy's. You'd think. You would think. I can't help about the shape I'm in. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, and my legs are thin. Well, don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answer that you want me to. Well, seriously. Seriously, though, I read a quote by, it's a Dr. Larry McCleary. Andy, I got the name right? Okay. And I think we've all heard this before, but basically he was talking about food, because we're talking about judging a community on what restaurants, fast food they have. Seriously, what he said was about 80%, okay? 80% of the food that's on the shelves in supermarkets today didn't exist 100 years ago, wasn't there 100 years ago, wasn't even there and existed 50 years ago, 60 years ago. The supermarkets look a lot different than when I was a kid. We also, it's interesting. It's interesting because I'm looking at statistics right here, and it says, 80% of the food didn't exist, and about 80% of our health problems didn't exist. Andy, really? So, should we tell them what we did, Andy? Okay. So when I read that, I'm like, that's got to be bullshit. Okay? So what me and Andy did is we walked around 2 grocery stores here in Great Falls, Montana. We picked Albertsons, and we picked Super One Foods. They're both up on 10th Avenue South. Super One Foods is down by Benefits. Albertsons is over by the University of Providence, both on 10th Avenue. Both of those are off 10th. Okay. So what we did is we're like, all right, let's look. Okay, let's look in the supermarket. Man, baby, I'm amazed. I was amazed. I was stupefied. When you go into a supermarket, like we did, and you go in for the sole purpose of looking, not shopping, but looking, man, aisles. Okay, now aisles. This was not around when I was a kid. Okay, aisle. In Albertsons and Super One, it's a whole complete aisle, and they've got some in the cooler of soda pop and sports drinks. It's almost 2 aisles. Okay. Like I said, soda pop, sports drinks, Gatorade, fruit punches, processed foods, as far as your eye can see. Okay? Processed foods. Oh, my God. Hot dogs? Should we? Should we tell them, Andy? Should we? People who eat hot dogs, do you know what hot dogs are? Have you ever seen? Hot dogs, as we all know, is a pork, beef, chicken, whatever byproduct. Okay, it's like what's left when they've done everything freaking else. Hot dogs are so gross that it's liquid, that they put in a casing, and over time it kind of hardens. If you ever bitten a hot dog that's raw, it's not hard. It's kind of soft. It's liquid. It's the liquid leftovers. So processed foods, okay? Aisles of it. Chips. Man. Chips were like everywhere, of every shape, color, and size. Okay? Family, Doritos, this, that, everything. It was two aisles again. And I mean aisles in Albertsons and Super One. Long. Okay? snacks, candy, pre-made Twinkies, ding-dongs, bread-like products, okay, aisles of them. Boxed dinners, frozen this, frozen that, frozen family dinners, so steak dinners for the family. What kind of meat do you think? What kind of meat do you think they make with the Salisbury steak dinner that goes for $2.49 for a man-sized meal in the supermarket? What kind of meat do you think that is? What kind of meat do you really think that is? Just aisles and aisles and aisles of crap. Oh, ice cream as far as the eye can see. Now, what I also noticed, Andy, remember we also noticed, was that in both restaurants, or both supermarkets, the fresh fruit and the fresh vegetables and the fresh meat departments were significantly smaller, and they were like over in the corner. Don't want to mess with the aisles and aisles of candy-flavored breakfast cereal. Oh, no doubt. And of course, the candy breakfast cereal is prohibitively less expensive than broccoli, cauliflower, apples, or any of that. Yeah, it was amazing to me, not looking at it as a consumer, but as a looking at it as just like an analyst, more or less. Let's see if what we're reading is correct, and it sure is. We're a fat culture in America. We're an out-of-shape culture in America. We've said it before. I've done shows on it before. It's obvious. Okay, it's obvious why going through that restaurant and just walking through there, Andy, it was just holy mackerel. And we found just when I was a kid, and we've talked about this before, everything was made from scratch. Mom didn't go down to the store and buy Kraft macaroni and cheese. Do you know why? Because it didn't even freaking exist. Okay? There was no hamburger helper. There was no frozen dinner. The frozen dinners came about when we got those little Swanson TV frozen dinners. That was our first frozen freaking dinner food. We didn't have Salisbury steak for $2 and a Hungry Man bowl with a vegetable and the potatoes. Is that even real food in there for $2? I can't go to a restaurant and get Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes, and corn for $2, but I can sure buy a package of it in the store from Banquet, or what was the other one? Banquet and Swanson, yeah. We had actually, me and Andy, we're like, well, if it's made from scratch, how did they make it? What did they get? We had to walk all over the store, put some effort in it to find all of the ingredients to make, like real hamburger helper, but not in a box, or macaroni and cheese. It was all scattered out through the store. It made it hard for us to find it. It's like hell with it, Andy. God damn it, we'll just go get a Banquet frozen dinner and call it good. And that's what people do. Okay? what I was amazed when I started when I started looking into this was that we have allowed grocery stores in the United States. They have products that have ingredients or products just outright that are banned in other countries. And thanks to the FDA, the Federal Drug Administration, those harmful chemicals, those banned chemicals that are worldwide, they're available to your United States family. Like I said, right here in the good old United States, you can feed your family harmful chemicals because the FDA has said it. I know, the FDA says it's okay. And we thought it was an exaggeration. And he's got the list up here again. We went through the stores, checked for labels. The ingredient xlanthan is a coloring agent. It's banned worldwide, okay? Except for the United States. We use it to color farm-raised salmon, which you shouldn't be freaking eating anyway, okay? Milk in the United States is it's treated with it's called RBST or an RBGH hormone, and what that hormone does is it makes the cows increase their milk production. However, the hormone itself has chemicals that have proven cancer-causing in human beings. So in the United States, if it's made with this hormone, they don't have to tell you. They only have to tell you if it's made without it. Like all natural, without hormones. The hormones banned pretty much everywhere, except for the United States. BVOs, have you heard of BVOs? Everybody's heard of BVOs, yeah. Carcinogen, cell-altering, really bad juju. Mountain Dew, BVOs. Mountain Dew, you can't buy Mountain Dew anywhere. You can't buy any Mountain Dew pretty much anywhere in the world unless you're on a military base. They don't sell it in any of the Asian countries. They don't sell it in Europe. You can't buy it. Mountain Dew is like nasty stuff. Have you ever looked at it? It's like this fluorescent green antifreeze looking sickening sweet caffeine. It's like, hey, you know what would be a good idea? Let's put BVOs in this fluorescent chicken that has been chlorinated. Chlorinated, that's right. That's exactly means what you think it means. They bleach the chickens. Dip them in bleach, chlorinate them, get them all cleaned up for you. Remember Grandma doing that when she was... You don't remember Grandma. I don't remember Grandma. Does anybody remember their parents dipping chicken in bleach? We're the only country that does that. The United States livestock ranchers use a hormone called Andy. It's called ratsopimine. It increases lean muscle growth in livestock, so the meat's leaner. Okay? It's included in about 90% of the pork that you eat in the United States. It is carcinogen. It is a hormone that does cell structure, causes cell damage, and is banned in, is this right? It's banned in 160 countries, including China, Russia, Europe. Why do you have Peru in here? Is that a big deal, Peru? When did Peru become a big deal? Little Debbie Swiss rolls are banned because of yellow 5 and red 40 because it causes adverse, irreversible effects in children. In fact, most of the food dye coloring, is bad for kids. Frosted Flakes from Detroit, so I'm from Michigan. I've all heard, if you're from Michigan or anything, we're a #1 cereal producer in the country, maybe the world. Kellogg's, Post, Frosted Flakes, Honey Bunches, Oats, Rice Krispies, just to name a few, have BHT. BHT is a potential cell-altering carcinogen that has it's freshness and flavor. Yeah, we need fresh, we need flavor. Doesn't matter if we get cancer. Coffee Mate, stovetop stuffing, they all have this ingredient in them. Drumstick, frozen dairy, desserts, Pop-Tarts, Lucky Charms, Ritz, Tostitos, all banned, except for the United States. Oh, jeez. I know when I was reading that, Gatorade and Skittles. Chase the rainbow. Chase the rainbow. I like saying that. Chase the rainbow. Gatorade and Skittles. They got enough goddamn food dye to drop a horse. Gatorade and Skittles are banned in 80 countries. Potassium bromate. Bromate? Yo, bromate. That's my bromate, man. You talking about my bro? Potassium bromate? Potassium bromate ain't no bro of yours. It is banned in Canada, the United Kingdom, China, France, Germany. In America, it's used in bread and bread-like products. I told you I'd get the bread and bread-like products. I didn't want to spoil it for everybody with a spoiler with potassium bromate. I know how you all would feel if I would have dropped it earlier. What do they use it for, Andy? Come on. You know the drill. Freshness and flavor. Helps with color, too, in bread. Keeps white white, wheat dark, your muffins buffed. Did I just say you keep your muffins buffed? Can I say that out there? I can't. Are you sure? You're sure. What about our old friend? And this is banned in a lot of countries, and Americans don't realize this. You ever heard of high? Ever been high with fructose, corn, syrup? It takes 4 words to describe this sugar. It's high, it's fructose, it's corn, and it's syrup. How freaking dangerous do you think that is? And it is in everything. I mean, our shopping habits are horrendous and dangerous, but we have no choice because we looked at the aisles. We looked at the aisles. They're just nothing but, they're just nothing. Aisles and hours of soda pop and potato chips and cookies. Oh, the cookies aisles, man. There's just nothing pre-made this, pre-made that. Remember when the generic stuff come out, everything was on a white package, everything, cornflakes, beans, coffee. It's white packaging, black letters. You know, it's just, and then all of a sudden now everybody's doing it. I mean, you know, not only do we have, and I touched on it, not only do we have a problem with our shopping, but we have a fast food problem. I mean, America runs on Dunkin Donuts. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, fast food is what? It's nutritionally poor. It's high loaded in calories. It's not good for you. You know? I've talked to it time and time again. The studies have been out time and time again that fast food products they negatively affect your health. In both the long runs. You ever gone out to like McDonald's for lunch and then you're like, holy shit. So high carbs, false carbs, gives you an insulin spike, knocks you out, and guess what? You're hungry really soon. You know, we didn't even have this when I was growing up. That's why we have the problem isn't limited to just fast foods and just poor grocery. It's the whole package. We didn't have fast. We had White Castle in Detroit, and when I was in Missoula, if anybody can tell me when the McDonald's on Brooks, way out there on Brooks, I remember I was probably a sophomore when I noticed it. We never had McDonald's growing up, for crying out loud. Soda pop, no. White Castle, you know, we had the White Castle maybe. You know, Dad come home with like, I got 400 burgers for $1. Yeah, like here this last week on Cheeseburger Day, McDonald's was offering cheeseburgers for a penny. Wendy's was like cheeseburgers for like a dime or something. Can you imagine? Are those real cheeseburgers? You think? Maybe they weren't. I mean, it's just the food we eat. Oh, you are what you eat. And America eats like I said, America runs on Dunkin Donuts. You deserve a break a day. You know? Come with the Whopper. Anyway, we eat. We go to the grocery store, there's aisles and aisles and aisles of chips and candy. On our way home, we stop. There's McDonald's, there's Burger King, there's Taco Tuesdays, there's this and that. Everything. We all know eating like that. If you're going to eat fast foods and eat junk food, you're going to have insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular problems, and obesity. Oh, yeah, obesity. See, it's into our culture. The grocery stores are nothing but hidden deals. McDonald's, you can buy, a Big Mac meal for, this or a salad. Guess which one is more expensive? Well, of course, the salad is. And the fruit's more expensive. So it's cheaper to get a Big Mac, supersize it, give me a large Coke this big, and then the American culture is wondering why they're so obese and we have so many health problems. I mean, for crying out loud. They put I know, and I've touched this before. Our culture has got to the point where they put, what, she was 230-pound model on the face of Cosmo? 230 pounds. I'm big boned. All bones are the same. Okay? It's like, that's an eating problem. 230 pounds on anyone, man or woman. In order to weigh 230, 280, 230, you'd have to be talking to how much Shaq weighed. You know, she's on Cosmo. Oh, you're so brave. You're 280 pounds and you're not ashamed to be on Cosmo. You're brave. Now, a fireman's brave when he runs in to save a life. Poor lifestyle changes and poor eating habits are not brave. I know, Andy. We did a whole damn show about a year ago about the Cosmo covers and all of that. But it's the whole effect. America is you are what you eat. America's grocery stores have nothing but bad choices. The giant bakery, the Albertsons, their bakery's like, we got donuts everywhere. Steaks are, they got the frozen meat here for $2. McDonald's is, jeez. Going from Walmart to the grocery store to Albertsons on the west side of town, you hit what? Taco Bell, Taco Treat, McDonald's, the Chinese restaurant, the other Chinese. I mean, you hit all like 5, and it's only like 2 blocks long. So, America, you are what you eat. And until the public says, we can't eat this crap no more, we need healthier choices, we need better options, we're going to have the problems that we have. And the consumers in a rock and a hard spot. I know, if you want to eat right, it's going to cost money. So, Andy, you're giving me the Roland Garrison sign. Roland Garrison. Roland the Headless Thompson, Governor. You are what you eat. I mean, that's there's a lot of other stuff we could have brought up, but this is like the choices are evident, and it's laid out before you, and the consumer needs to say, look, I'm tired of this. Andy, what we aren't tired is like it's go time. All right. Andy says it's go. So remember, everybody, spay and neuter, adopt, don't shop, foster, rescue, volunteer, donate, adopt a shelter pet today. Until next week, we are out of here. Have a good week. See you in October.